you can also apply that same style of investing with cybersecurities into things like ethical investments.
You certainly
can. Is that
can.
right?
You can.
That's been a huge topic over the last few years with greenhouse gas emissions coming up,
Mm-hmm.
the move towards electric cars or driverless cars. Have you seen a lot of flows going towards that type of an index fund?
Yeah, it's really interesting you mentioned that. BetaShares took out its first ethical fund around about 3 years ago. The ticker code for that's ETHI. And that's a global 100 investment into the top 100 ethical companies deemed by our screening process. Okay. That's a positive and negative screen. So the positive being that you need to be 60% more carbon efficient than your peers. And then we run a whole bunch of negative screens. So whether that's carbon emissions, fossil fuels exposure, gambling, tobacco, armaments, a bunch of different negative screens to weed out companies that we think aren't ethical, and include companies that are trying to do the right thing by the world.
Right, so you don't have to take the broader market approach, which is fantastic. And with a changing environment and changing dynamics of what people want to put their money into, these type of investments mean you can make a return on your money, but you don't have to be pumping up the tires of the big players who might be doing bad things to the world.
Exactly right. And look, what we've seen in that time is that investing ethically doesn't mean you have to give up returns. In fact, it's performed very well. And there's probably a few reasons for that. I mean, when you look at some of the ethical companies included, it's a lot of a technology theme where high growth companies, and certainly they've done very well over the last few years. So we've seen that by investing ethically, you're certainly not giving up returns.